Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing the OSINT framework. So some of you may already be familiar with this, and that's fine. That's great. I'm just going to talk about it, and then I'm also going to explain some things that a lot of people don't know about it. So we're going to dive into it. So first things first, if you guys are new here, check out that sub button, hit that like button. I appreciate it, guys. We're almost to, I think, 8K now. We're flying through it now. So thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate the support. So first off, let's go ahead and talk about it. What is the OSINT framework, right? So the OSINT framework is designed, I can't remember who actually designed it here. It says J in or Dean. Okay, there you go. So what this is this is a framework of basically OSINT resources. That's what it is. It's resources. This is not an all-inclusive tool. It's not going to tell or give you access to everybody's OSINT information. It's a framework. So what I mean is you go here and let's say you're doing username OSINT. You click it and it gives you a couple of resources. Okay, so now we want username search engines. Okay, here's a bunch of search engines, right? So you can really break out. Now, I will say this is a little bit older. It's been around for quite some time. Keep that in mind because some of the links you will go to will be outdated. They won't work. That's fine. There's usually 5 or 6 at least for each thing. So this is a huge resource. I will tell you right now, this has been designed for a long time. It's been around for a long time and it's still relevant for a reason. I recommend this for everybody doing OSINT that you guys check this out. Now, this is just a quick 10-minute tutorial dive into it. It's not a deep dive. And the reason for that is, I mean, you can see how many different things there are. I'm not going to sit here and go through every single one, but I am going to show you guys some of the stuff that we've done and then kind of talk about how to use this. Now, you can see there's a little guide up here, but a lot of people don't pay attention to that. I've seen I can't tell you how many hackers I've talked to, worked with, where they say, hey, dive into the OSINT framework, and they're looking at it, and they don't understand what they're looking at. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. They just never looked up here because they're looking for something. They're looking for a resource. They're head first in. They're not paying attention. So I want to point some things out. So first things first. When you go to one, right, and you narrow it down, when it's this little, see how it's filled in? When it's a filled in circle, that means there's more directories in there. So when I go to specific sites, it should open up to more, right? See how it opened up to more? And now it's empty, meaning you've got it as far broken down as you can. There's no more. So perfect. That's an easy one. Now we know when we're at the end, right? We know if we click on this, it's going to take us to a link, not to another breakout. So what we do, we click name check, and it'll take us to namecheck.com. There you go. Check over 30 domains and more than 90 social media accounts. So there you go. We'll search for Stuffy24. I'm not a robot. And we'll search. Okay, now it's looking for domains here, obviously, right? I'm not worried about domains. I don't own any of these domains, so I don't want any of those domains. But what we can do is check for usernames. You can see there's my YouTube right there. I don't know if I didn't know I had a Blogger account. I don't know who that is. I do have a Shopify account on Stuffy24 because we were going to use it for the merch drop, but we ended up using Printify instead. Some of these I don't even know what they are, so they're probably not me. So, but somebody's got them, right? So interestingly enough, we can already start to figure out, it didn't find my Twitch account, which is interesting because I do have a Twitch account as well, but that's interesting. So you can see that you may have to use multiple sources here, not just use the one. Very cool tool so far. Within what, 10-15 seconds, we were already getting information. Okay, perfect. So what if we did email addresses, right? So now you can say email search, and you notice it's filled in, so it's going to break us out. All right, and a lot of these you guys have probably seen before. Or you should have if you're doing any Infoga. People talk about it all the time. The Harvester, I have video on it from way back when. There's all these tools. Now, there's a key here. You can see the T, these T's, that right here, it says indicates a link to a tool that must be installed and ran locally. So this is a tool, T for tool, right? This is a tool. So when you're breaking it down and looking at it, make sure you know this is a tool. If you click on this, it's going to take you to a link. That's fine, but you have to download the tool to use it. We've used the Harvester on this channel before, so we know you have to install it, right? Then you see this R. This R requires registration. So you're going to have to actually register on this site. You can't just go on there and do it for free. That's fine. And then if we see a D, that means it's a Google dork, meaning it's going to you have to actually Google dork that information. If you don't know what Google dorking is, I have a video on Google dorking as well. Check it out. And then you can see the M indicates a URL that contains the search term, and the URL itself must be edited. So what that means is the M will tell you, hey, you got to edit this actual URL. So I don't know if we'll find an M in here in the time frame that we're going through, but so now you can see, let's go through and look at some of this stuff. You can see, I mean, you can break out anything you want to find OSINT wise. There's something here for it. Now, does that mean that this is where your search should end? No, your search should begin here and then dive in, and then you can get into more complex tools. But this is just a plethora of knowledge. You can see, okay, we have domain names, we have who is records. I've talked about who is records on this channel I don't know how many times. Let's see if they have let's see about IP addresses or subdomains. Let's see. I'm looking to see if they have, there's recon-ng. I did a whole video on recon-ng on this channel. You can see you would have found that within 3 searches. But you can see you start breaking these out and look at how many resources you have. I mean, insane amount of resources. Anyone that tells you that this is not a good place to start is just fundamentally incorrect. The reason I say that is because a lot of people that learned about this 5-10 years ago say, that's outdated, man. Don't use that, or, oh, you don't know what you're doing if you're still using the OSINT framework. I would 100% disagree with you, because guess what? In the way I work as a person, I only have so much space in my head. Okay, that's just reality. Some people can just go. I only have so much space in my head. So anything like this, like if I don't have to remember it, I'm forgetting it. I'm done with it. I don't care about it. And then every time I do a pen test, I'll come back to this and I'll go, okay, I remember that now. Now I've got that. I'm never going to remember every single one of these links. I'm just not. I don't need to. I will never have to, because it's right here in front of me. And I can actually just take this with me. I don't have to. You can see like GoBuster. I use GoBuster all the time. And here it is, DNS Recon. I just did a video on DNS Recon. I don't know how long ago, but we just did one not too long ago. There's all kinds of them. Discovery, you can see you have Shodan. That's one that we've done channels on, or done videos on. We've done so many videos on tools in here, and all of it stemmed from the same spot, right? This is a framework. So, and then all you gotta do is minimize these, and there you go, you're back to the main thing. Now let's say you wanted to search for social networks, right? You can see you have the Reddit one's already open for some reason, but you have the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, your regular typical ones, right? And then you can just keep going. You can go with metadata, mobile. I don't know about the terrorism one. I've never clicked, or I've never had to look up. Okay, it's just a database, database. I've never used that for any purpose in my current field, I'll say. So encoding, decoding, that's a huge one too. Tools, let's just look at tools. OSINT automation, pentest recon. And you can see low-hanging fruit, that's a tool you download, right? So look at these. These are all tools. And we've used some of these tools on here. We've used Spiderfoot. We've used a lot of these tools. So you can see that within, I would say, 10 minutes, you will at least have a clue or a hook to where you're going, right? So instead of going into an OSINT investigation, some of your first ones, and going, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing, you can use this tool and you can say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing right now, or I don't know where I'm going right now, but I know I have their telephone number. Boom. Okay, let's look. So we can start going through these and say, okay, check it. Good. Now, I will tell you, most of the time you're not going to go through every single one of them. As you do pen tests and as you do OSINT investigations, you're going to find which ones work best for you for certain situations, and you're going to basically mimic that for the next one, the next engagement. Now, what I would do, and what I do as I have these going, is I find the ones that I like, the ones that work for me, and I make a checklist. So I take this mind map, and I still check this thing quite often because it does change. And what I'll do is I'll actually go through and make my checklist. When I then go through to a investigation, I go through my checklist, I say boom, 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 boom. And then I never just check one source for something, right? So like if I'm looking at telephone numbers, I'm never just going to check this first one and be like, got it, next. Now, the only time I'll do that is if the telephone number, for instance, gave me an exact match of exactly who it was, and that's who I thought it was, and da-da-da, like everything lined perfectly. That never really happens, but that's the only time I would ever do that. So keep that in mind. And then look at this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Documentation. Boom. Screen capture. These are huge tools. Now, I understand most of you are like, well, I have screen grabbing tools. That's fine. But there's tools out there that can make it very easy for you when you're Hunchly. I've done a whole video on Hunchly. I love Hunchly. These are tools that will, as you're doing things, it will capture it all for you. So you don't have to sit there and, okay, let me take a screenshot. Let me do this. Let me do that. There's tools out there that save you so much time. So worst case scenario, you don't use any of these tools. You get some good documentation tools. You get some good investigation tools just for the administration of it. So in my opinion, I know I did a video on recon-ng. This is the best OSINT tool out there, and the reason for it is simple. This has recon-ng already on it and tells you to use it. So recon-ng may give you a lot of information based on all their APIs and stuff, but this tool, hands down, best OSINT tool out there. So thank you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great day. And this was a little over 10 minutes, so I apologize. Thanks.